It's Max and Barry with you on talkSPORT until 1:30. Barca June's been in touch, Baz. Bit of a Celtic fan. He says, I'm listening to you and watching the game on TV. I've taken my Apple Watch off as the heart rate monitor makes depressing reading, he says. My heart rate should not be at the level of someone halfway through a marathon. Anyway, we'll keep you posted on that game. Hibs down to 10 men, of course, but still goalless in the WSL. Man City 0, Liverpool 0, Spurs 2 up on London City. How Spurs men would want to be 2-0 up in their game against Villa tonight, 7 o'clock kickoff. Let's talk to Spurs fan and host of the Spurs Chat, Chris Cowlin. Have I got that right, Chris? Is that what you host? What's the name of your thing?
That's the one, Spurs Chat Podcast,
Spurs
yes.
Chat,
and
Chat
yeah, there have been quite dismal episodes this season.
Have you found it hard to go again when you go, I've got to do this again, I can't bear it?
Oh, well, I haven't missed a game. And I tell you what, I just really hope that Spurs deliver today because it has been a dismal season. But we have a real opportunity. After that result yesterday of West Ham losing 3-0, and they have been in fine form, West Ham. In January, we were 13 points above West Ham, and there has literally now been a 15-point swing. So Tottenham have an opportunity, and we know that if we go to Villa Park, and if we win our remaining 4 games, we will be a Premier League team next year. But, Roberto De Zerbi has come in. He's been very, very positive. I think the last time that I spoke to you, Max, was before the Sunderland game, which was Roberto De Zerbi's first match. And I've got to say, in the game against Brighton, which we should have won, that was a really enjoyable game. And I haven't been able to say that many times this season. And of course, we got back to winning ways. It wasn't an entertaining game. It wasn't a great game by any means last week, but we got back to winning ways after 118 days in the Premier League, and that was a vital win. So it's got to continue. But like you said, Nigel Spink in goal, I'd take that all day long.
I was going to say, how much are you waiting for the Villa starting lineup to drop? Because I'm obviously I'm saying this with hope, and I know the integrity of the league, blah blah blah. But they've got a Europa League semi-final next Thursday. Emery is a Europa League expert. They're nailed on to get in the top 5. Like, just drop everyone. Like how much you just desperate to see what
Can I just interrupt here and say, should you not be thoroughly ashamed that this is what you were reduced to? Hoping Aston Villa play Gordon Cowns and Nigel Spink. With the greatest respect to them, I still think they do a decent job against this Spurs outfit. Spink could probably play in goals and not have to make a save. But is it not pitiful that this is what you're reduced to as Tottenham Hotspur fans?
It's true, Barry, and many congratulations on raising that amount of money for Great Ormond Street.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, fantastic achievement.
Now you've made me feel bad.
Yeah, good. No, you're absolutely right.
You're killing me with kindness here.
No, you're absolutely right. We should not be in this position. As I've said on this show many times before, Thomas Frank should have gone out the door a lot sooner. Igor Tudor come in. 44 days wasted, in my opinion. But Roberto De Zerbi, his confidence in this squad, in this playing group, and, he has brought a lot to Tottenham in the last couple of weeks. He doesn't want anyone to be negative. He wants us all to be positive, thinking that we can go into games against Aston Villa away and winning. But regardless of what starting 11 comes out, at Villa Park this evening, they have got an excellent squad, and they've got a lot to play for as well because they can secure a Champions League spot today with a win against Tottenham. But of course, this is a huge game for Spurs as well. But we just need to be grinding results out. As De Zerbi said, we can't be crying about it. We're not relegated, and we've got a lot to play for. And there are positives as well. We've got a lot of injury problems, but, Destiny Doggy's back today, Pape Matar, and I hope to see James Maddison at some point, even if it's not tonight, the remaining 3 games after today. Maddison could make a difference because we are lacking in those creative areas. And as De Zerbi said in the last press conference, the likes of Tel and Bergvall, need to step up now. And the likes of Richarlison, who have been in this position before with Everton. Kolo Muani as well. We need to rely on someone like him. He's had a really poor season, underwhelming season. But every player needs to step up now and deliver on the pitch.
I don't want to be Barry Buzzkill here, but You have lost twice already to
come on,
Aston Villa this season.
You do absolutely want to be Barry Buskill right now. Sorry, ask your question.
Well, no, I was just going to make the observation that Spurs have lost twice to Villa already this season, and that was at home.
It wasn't even a question, Barry, was it?
It was just rolling in a little grenade.
Another dig. Well, we're hoping to win the remaining 2 home Premier League games, but we've only won 2 Premier League games at home all season. And when you think that most Spurs fans spend about £1,000 on a season ticket, that's £500 a win so far this season. So it's not great. But we need to forget about the negative vibes from the Thomas Frank days and the Igor Tudor days. And Roberto De Zerbi, as I said, he's come in. He wants everyone to be very positive about things. And my only wish and my only hope is that he would have come in sooner. If we'd have got him in when Igor Tudor was appointed, I think that we'd have a real chance of survival. But I think that this is going to go to the very, very end because, like I said at the start, West Ham have been in fine form. They lost 3-0 yesterday, but they hit the woodwork, 3 times. They had a goal disallowed as well. So, they've got to play Arsenal, Newcastle and Leeds. We've still got to play Leeds, Chelsea, Everton after the Villa game tonight. So Leeds are going to have a big say in what happens in this relegation run-in. But I can see it probably even going down to goal difference. And that's where we are having a positive stat because we're -10, they're -19. So as long as we're as long as we're a Premier League team, but like I've said to you before, Max, I'm not being arrogant here. Spurs should never be in this position. A number of poor decisions have been made at the football club, and if we do get to the summer and we are a Premier League team, many things need to change at the football club.
I was reading one of those articles where you clearly have far too much time on your hands that had analysed all the stats of every Tottenham player and all, the stats that the analytics they'd used to buy players. And they'd bought all these players who can run, but haven't bought any players who can pass the ball. And you mentioned Maddison, and the only players that can pass it are Maddison, Xavi Simons, and perhaps Kulusevski, although he sort of runs with the ball more. And that is the problem. Like, what is the midfield today? If there's no Simons, who is the man to unlock the defence?
Well, it's such a shame, Max. Like you mentioned, Xavi Simons there. His assist and his goal against Brighton, and we have been waiting for moments like this from him all season. And he produces the goods against Brighton, and then of course gets an ACL away at Wolves. It does worry me about the lack of creativity in this team, and that's why I mentioned James Maddison, because when you have a player like that, of course he got his injury in the pre-season tour against Newcastle in South Korea in the summer, and he hasn't played football for such a long time. But I do feel like we do need to risk him, even if it is 10, 20 minutes at an end of a game to give us that creative spark. Conor Gallagher, I think, has been underwhelming since he's come in at the football club. We expected so much more. Bentancur, I think, has been a real positive for us since he's returned from injury. So, yes, we do have a lot of injuries, but there are enough players in there that should be capable of getting results.
I mean, if Villa are going to pick Nigel Spink, as you hope, maybe you should pick Glenn Hoddle. He can unpick a defence.
Oh, exactly. Bring all the legends out, yeah. let Paul McGrath play for Aston Villa. Let them all play, yeah. Give them all a game. But now, in all seriousness, this game being sandwiched in between 2 Europa League semi-final matches, is there a better time to play Aston Villa? If you were to pick a perfect time to play Aston Villa, it would probably be today.
Yeah, I mean, it would probably be actually about 5 minutes after the full-time whistle of the Europa League. Saying, right, you got a double header, lads, and there it is. It's the hope that kills you, isn't it? I mean, because West Ham were unlucky yesterday and they didn't defend brilliantly.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the scoreline tonight?
I actually think Spurs will win, and I think they'll stay up fairly comfortably.
I don't know. I don't go into the game with confidence. I don't think you can go into any game with confidence because Tottenham have won, 8 games this season, and they need to win. Probably, I can see them winning at home to Leeds and Everton. There is absolutely no way on God's earth that they get anything at Chelsea. I think you know that as well, Chris. I mean, even if Rasidian was still there, I just don't know when the last time Tottenham did anything at Stamford Bridge that was good.
But 2018, one win in the last 36 years.
Oof. So there we are. So today is so big because if they could, I mean, you're right. They've only won 2 at home. Why do I think they'll beat Leeds and Everton at home? I mean, Everton could be going going for a European place. But then West Ham have Arsenal at home. Arsenal should beat them. And then Newcastle away, they haven't been great, but Newcastle away is not an easy game. And what's their last one? Leeds at home.
Yeah.
The answer, Chris, is I don't know. And I'd rather not to be in the position where I have to think about it. Yesterday was a day where Cambridge went up and the results went for Tottenham. I don't think I've had a day like that all season where everything has been good. It's so rare. And I know people yell if you support more than one team. And, if I had to choose, I'd choose Cambridge going up and Spurs going down. My apologies, Chris, but that's where my real heart is. But
we can't go down.
The two things aren't connected. But
I mean, Chris, there seems to be a feeling among Tottenham fans that if you get relegated, you disappear off the face of the earth.
What I would say,
a season in the Championship might be fun. You get to visit a load of new grounds.
No, I don't want that experience. I definitely do not want that experience at all. No, we don't want to be going down there. When I look at that Championship table, what does really worry me, I think it's like 4 sides who have never played in the Premier League. So a lot of these teams, they go down. And, look at how long Nottingham Forest went down for. And people at the time probably thought they'd be coming straight back up. It is not a given that you're going to come straight back up. But, I know a lot of people go on about the stadium and the training facilities, et cetera, but it is never a given that you're going to come straight back up.
You could, Chris, do a Wolves or a Sunderland or a Leicester and go down again.
Another dig, Barry. Another dig.
I'm sorry. It's like kicking a blind man's stick, really, or stealing the penny. But it is kind of funny for us who don't care what division Tottenham are in.
Well, it's funny, isn't it? Because so many non-Spurs fans who I talk to, they've all said to me all season, "You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Tottenham will stay up." You've done exactly the same, even though you've aimed so many digs at me today.
Yeah.
Well, come on. You never know. We live in hope, Chris. Thanks for coming on, pal.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think you'll be fine. Fine.
Chris Cowlin there from the Spurs Chat podcast. It's Max and Barry with you until 1:30 today. And has there been a goal in the Hibs Celtic game? I think we'll go to David Tanner in just a second. It's Max and Barry with you until 1:30. Brought to you with Travis Perkins with Pay As You Go Hire from Travis Perkins. You don't need a trade account. Find out more at travisperkins.co.uk.